Hello everybody, my name's Stu Cameron. I'm CEO and Superintendent for Wesley Mission. Fantastic to be able to spend this time with you today. 4 years ago in September, Sue and I were on a long service leave trip. We spent 4 weeks in North America and then 4 weeks in Great Britain. Had a wonderful time. And our time in Great Britain also included 2 weeks in Scotland, our first time ever visiting there. And my full name is Stuart McNichol Cameron. So you would understand I have some Scottish heritage in my blood. And on this one particular day, again, September, autumn, weather a bit variable, particularly in Scotland, Sue and I decided to get into the hire car and do some exploring. And so we just headed west, up over through the Highlands, through Glencoe, beautiful, down towards the west coast. And I recalled as we were driving that this was the region from which my family, the Cameron family, had emigrated originally from Scotland to Australia. And so I did some research, got on Google when we found phone reception that could carry it, and did some research about where the Cameron clan estate was and was able to identify that. And so again, with Google Maps, we found our way there, winding our way down some narrow roads alongside some Scottish lochs and beautiful, bleak, cold, wet, miserable, but quite excited to get to where we were going. And eventually we literally came to the end of the road. And there was the family estate, a large home. Couldn't go in there, that was a private residence, but there was a little museum that had been established in a small house. And so for the next hour and a half, Sue and I, the only ones that were there was an attendant, we explored something of our family heritage and tartans and all sorts of bits and pieces from our history, and read something more of our story. It was profoundly moving. I even was able to find my name in the Cameron clan family tree. Before we left, before we got back in the car, between the car and the museum, there was a pile of rocks. In Scotland, you call it a cairn. It was a monument, a marker. And it was a very simple marker that had been made and formed and shaped by others who, like me, had visited there, exploring something of their family heritage. And for them, it was, I guess, a marker of the spiritual heart place, the heartbeat of the Cameron family. And as I looked at that pile of rocks, nothing attractive about it, nothing particularly spectacular about it, I was profoundly moved as I reflected on my great-great-grandmother and her incredible courage to emigrate from this place to Australia and forge a new life. And as I reflected even more profoundly on something of my own identity, recognizing that this place, new to me, had some way shaped who I was today. And that's the nature of identity. We're shaped and we're formed by our family history, by our heritage, by the places and the people that have formed us. I was reflecting about some of the things that can rob us of our identity. I was reading just in the last couple of days some work of Henri Nouwen, a Catholic priest, who talks about the 5 lies of identity. And he says that our identity can be robbed by these 5 lies. Number 1, I am what I have. Number 2, I am what I do. These are the lies of identity. Number 3, I am what others say or think about me. Number 4, I am nothing more than my best moment, my worst moment. And number 5, I'm nothing less than my worst moment. These are the lies that can rob us of our core identity of who we are. But I was reflecting that even more profound than that, there are the things that speak to our true identity of who we are. And most fundamental, even more fundamental than my family heritage is the heritage that I have in God, who God says that I am. I am who He says that I am. And this morning I was drawn to a particular passage in Scripture from Israel's history, where for a season they had forgotten who they were. They'd rebelled against God, they'd turned away from God, and they'd experienced all the consequences of that decision. But God had not forgotten them. And so through the words of the prophet Zephaniah, this wonderful, beautiful image is is spoken over them, where Zephaniah says this: "The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves you. He will take great delight in you. In his love, he will no longer rebuke you, but will rejoice over you with singing." I love that image. The image of God rejoicing over his people with singing. And it's consistent with so many other images in scripture of how God rejoices over his people, that we are the apple of his eye, that we are his children on whom he lavishes his love, that God rejoices over us with singing, that we are his people, that he shelters in the shadow of his wing. And so I'm not who others say I think that I am. I'm not what I do. I'm not what I have. I'm not defined by my best, my worst moments. I'm defined, and my identity is formed and shaped at its most fundamental level by who God says that I am. And God says that I am his child, over whom he rejoices with singing. It's a wonderful, beautiful, evocative image. Can I encourage you today to remember that as you go about the normal stuff of everyday life, no matter where you are, whether you're under lockdown or not, that God rejoices over you with singing. He delights in you. You are the apple of his eye. What a wonderful, wonderful promise that is. And this is at the very heart of who we are. God bless. Please, if there's anything we can be praying for, let us know in the comments below. We take it as an enormous privilege to be able to stand alongside you and support you in whatever way is most helpful for you this day. God bless.